Good morning, everyone. All right. Jeez, a little energy. Let me start with some truth. Especially, I'm speaking to the entrepreneurs in the room. I have run out of cash more times than I could count. Yeah? Anybody could relate? Yeah. I've lost more money in business than most of my friends. If you think you could beat me, you'll remember first, Digicel invested $2 million US for 25%. I'm not sure many of y'all could beat me. Yeah? I've questioned everything. My idea, my plan, myself. I've taken meetings in my car with the AC off, just praying that they don't see the seatbelt on the side there because I tell them at my office. Yeah? You gotta fake it till you make it. Sometimes. Because here's the reality. People love to hear about the struggle, but they don't want to be a part of that struggle with you. Yeah? You know what they want to be a part of? They want to be a part of that success. And so, speaking to my founders in the room, that experience that you go through, you're not alone. I call it the founder's hustle. When you're grinding, you're close to broke, and you're pretending that you have it all together. Any of y'all could relate? Yeah, we have a culture in Trinidad where nobody wants to talk about their stresses, their struggles, their failures. And so I'd be the first to talk about mine, so that we get more comfortable with the idea that it's not all polished and nice and suits and fancy. It's really down, dirty, and questioning your sanity sometimes. Like, what did I sign up for? Let me just go and get a job. They said it's supposed to be easier, right? But that's just not the reality. But here's what I've learned. Every founder that I know, local or global, start with a little idea. No money and a crazy sense of self-belief. Almost to the point of delusion. Not belief that they had it all figured out, but belief that they eventually would. You see, us here in Trinidad and even the wider Caribbean, we don't have a resource problem. We have a confidence problem. I'm being recorded here. Prime Minister of Barbados. I was going to call her a much broader title. She spoke about something called cultural confidence. You're familiar with when she was speaking about that? Anybody? No? She said that we need to lean into our cultural confidence, belief that what we have and what we bring to the world is important and can drive real, true impact. And we've seen that in a few different spaces. We in the Caribbean, we in Trinidad have been known to punch way above our weight in certain categories, yeah? Like when my friend Anya Youngchi won Project Runway, punching way above her weight to win a global title, you know? Track and field, we up there. In the energy space, We're known in tourism, not here, but everybody outside of Trinidad. You have a globally desirable product. And so, if we can punch above our weight in these categories, why can we not punch above our weight for innovation in small, emerging businesses? Yeah? Why not? It is because we don't believe inherently that what we have and the problems that we are solving actually are globally relevant and we can do something that has that mark on the global stage. That's why. So that's why she said we need to lean into our own cultural confidence. Because if you go across the world, and as I've done in China, and I tell them where I'm from, I say Trinidad, and they say Jamaica, I say no, Trinidad. But it's very cool that they know Jamaica. Why? Because they know the music and they know the culture, and that's Jamaica punching above their weight, you know? And so why can't we not do the same in this space as well? So if you're doubting yourself, you're in the game. Because that's the game we're playing. We're playing a game of pushing past your self-doubt. So if you're bootstrapped your way to survival, you're doing what most people won't. That struggle feeling that you're feeling is not failure. That's a signal that you're onto something. Keep going. You see, if the journey was easy, it would mean that you're playing it safe. And we're not here for easy. We're here for impact. We're playing for legacy. And so here's what separates the dreamers from the doers. They realize that innovation isn't geography, it's audacity. And you, people in this room, the entrepreneurs, and the ecosystem that supports the growth of these entrepreneurs, you're sitting on the single most under-leveraged asset in our economy, our power to innovate. But here's the thing. We've been conditioned to think local, you know? To wait, to ask permission. But I want you to remember this line. Where you're from is not your ceiling. Yeah? Just because you're from a small country doesn't mean that you can't have big impact. Trinidad is our home base, but not our whole market. And so small businesses are like hummingbirds. Tiny, fast, built for precision and agility. While the big corporations, they're like cargo ships. They're powerful, but slow to move. And so you will be able to spot opportunities and go after them that they won't be able to. And so the future, in reality, doesn't belong to the big companies. It belongs to the hummingbirds. Because that's where true innovation and true impact comes from. And so when we started Tech Beach, I had no idea how to build a global community. Yeah? My co-founder came to me after things didn't work out with my last company, and he said, hey, this is what we want to do. And so getting into that space, I said, well, I can't build a global community if I'm sitting down home here in Trinidad. I had no money in my pocket, but all I had was 2 friends. I had one friend, and both of them happened to be in San Francisco, right? I said, one friend said, you could come and sleep on my couch. And the next friend said, I could introduce you to a couple of people. And that's all I needed. A place to stay, a few introductions, and there we go. Yeah? just going off of raw belief. When I got there, you just go on Eventbrite, look up all kinds of events, go into spaces that clearly I'm the only person of my kind there, only Caribbean person amongst other things. Right? But that's always needed. And that's how you connect one person at a time. I remember going to the Google campus for the first time, just like in total awe, and asking, how could we do something? We partner with such a big organization. How could it happen? And I'd never forget, they told me, like, that just wouldn't happen in your region. Like, there's no real opportunity there. That was in 2016. 3 years later, Google was our title sponsor, paying us a title sponsor rate. That's just off of raw belief, delusion, quite frankly, that I could create this thing, that we could create this thing that has some sort of global impact, that could be globally appealing. Yeah? I'd never forget as well, in those going to random events, I met up on a friend who introduced me to another friend, and I was going to meet him. He worked at Twitter. I was going to meet him at the Twitter office in San Francisco, and he said, meet me in a coffee shop. I was kind of disappointed because I was just at the Google office, and so he told me to come and meet him in a coffee shop. I thought I was going to get free breakfast at Twitter. But I ended up seeing the co-founder of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, third in line. And talk about audacity. Well, it wasn't from me. I was kind of nervous. My co-founder had the audacity. He approached Jack, and he said, hey, we're building something that I think would be appealing, could be interesting to you. We're building a platform to connect the Caribbean with the global technology ecosystems and bring so much resources that you guys have here and take for granted into our region. He said, thought it sounds interesting, and we should share more. And then he said, who's this guy here? He said, oh, this is my co-founder. I said, yeah, my name is Kyle. Good to meet you, Mr. Jack. I don't really get starstruck, but sometimes I just get like entrepreneur struck. People who I feel like have figured it out a bit more. And so sometimes you feel nervous to mess it up. So I was in that moment, but he was like, I told him where I was from. I said Trinidad. He said, hey, I used to go to Trinidad up until the age of 16 with my mom. I'd love to come back. I said, sorry to disappoint you. We're doing this in Jamaica. He said, oh, I've never been to Jamaica. Shared his email with us, sent him a message. He copied his executive assistant. Fast forward 6 months later, he's on his private jet with 6 of his friends and his security entourage that came on a private jet before to my little event in the Caribbean, in Jamaica, that he would have never heard about before in a country that he had never been to before. That, my friend, is leading into our cultural confidence. That is audacity. I didn't know it at the time that that's what it was. I was just being me, and we're just doing our thing. I didn't know what it was called. I didn't have a name for it, but that is what it was. And that interaction then became the catalyst for a lot of what we've been able to accomplish within our space. And so, innovation isn't geography. It's the audacity to believe that we can. To believe that we have something special to offer the world. And that's how it starts. That singular event that becomes that domino that changes everything. Show of hands. Who here ever thought that I am just not ready to scale? Let me just figure it out a little more, I have a little more things to do. Yeah, I'm not quite there yet. I could get there. It's absolutely normal. And I'll let you know, you'll never really feel ready. Lean into it. Just keep pushing. You learn by doing and by growing. And so I came up with this concept. Okay, no, I'm lying. ChatGPT did. It said, 4 C's that Caribbean founders need to consider. Well, I have this thing where I don't really like what ChatGPT gives me, so I take it and then I put it into DeepSeek and then Claude and get some comparisons, and then I settle on something. So this is what I settled on. So this is like AI enhanced, but it's me. So the 4 C's. You need clarity. Clarity of the problem that you're solving. Yeah? Super, super clear on that problem that you're solving. Not just vibes, real value. Yeah? And be able to tangibly show that value. 2, the second C, I think we take for granted a lot of the times, community. We need community. You need to step out of your regular comfort zones, your normal friend circles, the people that you grew up with, that you always knew, that you feel most comfortable in. You need to get out of those circles. And it's not because they're bad, it's because it's just not enough. You're not going to get everything that you need from the places that you started. And you're definitely not going to build something that's globally appealing and relevant if you're just going to do it from your home community. And so be deliberate about being in spaces like this and ask yourself, what other spaces can I step into? Event, some sort of community, something that gets you out of your comfort zone so that you begin building that network of people that can give you reviews and feedback, people that can connect you to somebody else, can open a door, or just people that could relate with the struggle. So you don't feel like you're absolutely going mad by yourself. Yeah? You ever felt like that? I guess it's just me. The next thing that you need is, the third C, is consistency. Yeah? Despite what the numbers say, despite how you feel, this is my new mantra for this year. Forget how you feel. That's not the F word I wanted to use, but I'm being recorded. Stick to the plan. Forget how you feel, stick to the plan. Because consistency is what matters. It's not about trying to give 100 every day. It's about giving what you can each and every single day. So many times I talk to founders, what happened to that thing that you're working on? Oh yeah, well, on to this next thing here. Man, I have a friend that I swear he's on like 16 ideas or something. Like never that follow through of consistency. I think they're just like excited by the idea of having an idea. But the follow through is really boring. It's just doing the same thing every day, getting into that research, delivering that product, figuring out what the customer really wants every single day. Then the final pieces, final C, courage. The courage to to do this despite what the numbers might say, because you have that gut feeling inside that what you're doing is really important, can really have that impact. Something is telling you that the thing that you're working on can change the lives of people. Yeah? And so we have two futures in front of us. The first, we keep waiting for more help, more aid, more permission, some kind of miracle. We watch other regions race ahead while we debate whether we should keep investing in this thing. But the next future is we stop waiting. We build our way out. With whatever we have, you jump out yourself with you and your two friends, whatever it is you have, sleep on a couch to get your job done, to get to your first thing, first product, first service out, just to get it out. So you have something to say that this is what we do. This is the impact that we can have. And you keep building on that momentum. In this future, the Caribbean, Trinidad, is known for things beyond our oil and gas and our carnival, but known for breakthrough innovation. And the Shaping of the Future program isn't a charity. It's a launch pad. It's a belief that innovative businesses can come from here. And know that the future won't be built by governments. It won't be built by the big corporates. It'll be built by you, the risk takers, the ones who see opportunity where most people don't. So 30 years from now, your grandchildren will ask, what did you do during Trinidad and the Caribbean's great transformation? Will you tell them that you watched, or will you tell them that you led? You're not business owners only. You are architects of our future. And the pen is in your hands. And so, I want everybody to stand up. We're going to make a commitment to ourselves and to each other and to the future. Repeat after me. I will build boldly. All you eat this morning? Yo, that's a confidence problem I'm talking about. Repeat after me. I will build boldly.
I will build boldly.
I will scale globally.
I will scale globally.
I will not wait for permission.
I will not wait for permission.
I will turn struggle into strategy. I will lead the future from right here. Do you all believe that?
Yes.
Did you all really believe that?
Yes.
Amen. See, y'all can sit. Almost finished, don't worry. And so we're not waiting for the future to come to us. We're not asking for a seat at the table anymore, because we know that the incumbents, that the status quo don't have space for us. So forget asking for a seat at the table. That's not the F word I wanted to use, but you know. We're not asking. We're building our own damn seats. We're building our own table and creating value in our own area. And we'll invite those that believe in the vision of the future that we're building. We don't just need innovation. We need your innovation. Thank you.